You know what's crazy? Like, I feel like, you know, when you come back from summer vacation and you like go back to school, like that's how I feel right now. Cause like, you know, me and T, we went and did our thing, and you know, we collab with like, you know, the you know, the Gem podcast, and then the You Trippin' podcast, and then like you out here, you was with the Obnoxious Babes, and then like we're like, well, T's not here, but T's not here, but like, you know, it's like now we're back.
Yeah.
Back to the roots, back on home. We've been traveling. So how was it though, man? How was collabing with them, doing your first feature?
Solo feature? It was good. It was. I mean, it's cool because we did one before, so it was pretty comfortable state of mind. And I mean, it was easy to talk to. I mean, got like, you know, silly as shit, but like, you know, it was fun. We had a good topic. It was a fun game. Yeah, learned a lot about them. Learned a lot about myself, actually.
Yes.
Apparently.
So we did a on one of our pods, we invited over the Obnoxious Babe TV, and it was on Side Chicks. I think that was episode 11.
Mm-hmm.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was episode 11. We talked about Side Chicks, but since then we, you know, cross collaboration, you know, because that's what we try to do and strive for. So when we did, you know, Will was on there, and you know, they talked about some crazy shit. So they did like a ride or die segment where it's kind of like,
it's a little nuts.
They would ask him a question like, would you ride for your girl if she did X, Y, or Z and shit, and like he would say the most fucking craziest. He would say the most crazy.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
And I'm just going just a snippet, just a little soundbite from it. Well, not a soundbite, but I'm gonna tell you what he said. They asked a question where they were like, if you and your girl, like, if your girl got into like an accident, she was like in a wheelchair, would you still be with her? And he said, nah, probably not. So like they started.
Yo, these narratives, man.
So these girls just started like shitting on him because that's fucking horrible.
Yo, if that was the case, I said, you know, if we're in a healthy relationship and it happened like that, it was, you know, if, God forbid, I would keep 100. I'm like, you know, she's gonna look out for me, my best interest and her best interest, and I'm gonna take care of her. I'm gonna take care of her, put her in a nice place, like, you know, help out and stuff like that. There's gonna be one point in time she's like, yo, like, I know, like, this ain't shit, this ain't slapping.
Bro, his rebuttal, this man's rebuttal to whatever because they, you know, they made the normal argument, like, why y'all together, like, y'all work through it. His rebuttal was, yo, you eat cold pizza? You eat cold pizza, right? Like, who the...
I said, it's like cold pizza, like, what I was trying to say, they cut me off. It's like cold pizza, like, you know, you definitely fuck with it, you like it, you know, take it for a go, like, you don't care about that, like, you don't care if it's hot or not. But you know, you like that, you know, that fresh out of the oven pizza.
So you're saying like cold pizza is like, it's good, but like it's really fuck up your stomach. I don't know. I'm not a fan of cold pizza, so I don't really.
Nah, yo, like, people out there fuck with the cold pizza.
Throw it in the microwave, put it in the oven.
Nope.
I don't know. That's just how I am.
Sometimes the cold pizza slaps.
Yeah, no, but it was definitely a hilarious episode on their part. So kudos to them. Yeah. Check it out. But yeah, for me, you know, me, Slade, and T, we went and took a little road trip. We went and met with the Gem Talk podcast and the You Trippin' podcast. And it was a good experience, man. Yeah. I felt like it was kind of like the fucking Wu-Tang Clan. Bro.
Yeah, you definitely were squatted up like it was a lot of people.
Bro, we had like this one whole couch like filled up.
Not only that,
people on the floor.
People on the floor, people under your toes.
Pretty much.
You're like stepping on people.
We had to set like 4 or 5 mics everywhere to try to capture everybody.
That's sick,
you know, it was definitely like a struggle.
That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of people. So I mean, what did you think about it? Like, what did you think about them?
It was good, man. They're real, man. Like, you know, I had a good time. Like, and everyone, like, I thought like, you know, fucking 8 people, like, yo, we're gonna talk over each other, but like, it wasn't the case. Like, everyone kind of waited.
Gave the respect
and like, yeah, like, and I felt like we could have talked about so much. We talked about kind of like support and like how it's real support. Like, you know, whether you do like, you know, you have your own brand, like. You know, one of the people on there, they have their own clothing brand called like Fly Tribe. So they were explaining like what's real support. Like it's not asking somebody, yo, let me get a discount on that shit. No, if you really support it, you understand the work, buy a full price. You know, and I have a lot of friends that, you know, have their clothing brands. So, like you have to respect it, and you know
that's what I do. I buy like everybody's gear and shit like all full price. That would come my boys, come my friends.
For sure. So like, you know, we're just kind of talking about that. And you know, it was a good talk. It was a good talk. I felt like we had a lot more to do. We're definitely going to cross collab with them too. Definitely check them out because, you know, the You Trippin' one, it's like he does these like segments where like, it's not as long as ours, you know, but it'd be like 15, 20-minute segments, but he's hitting his points. He does it by himself. And I think
it's a lot.
Yo, people that do podcasts by themselves, I was talking to him off air, and I was like, bro, how do you even do that? Like, how do you sit there and just talk
amongst yourself
and like, gotta hit these points and not seem like you rambling, you know? So like, you have just like a lot of preparation and shit. So.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's good. I mean, it's good points. Like, I'll just go in there and just check it out, like, you know, just to kind of get my mind right sometimes. And the Gem Talk, man, they got like 40, 50 episodes. They do 2 a day.
Damn,
like,
for real?
They like
2 a day?
Yeah,
a week.
Or a week. 2 a week.
Okay, I was saying, these guys are fucking machines.
They are, but 2 a week is still tough though, man. And
of course it is. 100% it is.
And I think one of their co-hosts like lives in another state or another city, so like they do like live, like they have to like do it like, you know, one's recording off and like having their mic and like
and like a Skype shit and all that?
Yeah. So it's like
word.
But their shit's pretty good too, so like, you know, definitely check them out. We'll definitely try to cross collab some more. So yeah, we're just kind of, you know, building that like Tampa. We're trying to show that Tampa podcast community.
Tampa got some shit, you know. Tampa got a lot of stories out here that have untold stories. So we're trying to, you know, open the top up real quick on these. That's cool.
But if this is your first time listening to us, we are the Sweeterman Podcast, the one and only, hosted in Tampa. One of our, you know, near and dear friends, T, aka Toxic T.
TT.
Yeah, he's not here today. It's all good. He's hustling out here. He's got, you know, other priorities.
As we all do, you know. Sometimes, you know, he can't make it, but you know, he's here. He said, hit him up after the pod, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, but you know, we're still gonna hold it down if you're a first time listener. You know, I'm your boy Nick, aka the Anti-Hero, aka Tokyo Tower, aka Toxic King.
Oh, Toxic King.
No, I'm just adding extra shit to it.
Yeah.
But,
and my name Will, aka Mr. Potter, aka Sweeter Will, and go by that. And yeah, I mean.
Yeah, we got in the back. We got, you know, Slade. You know,
Slade on the 1s and 2s.
Yep.
AKA Mr. Delight, AKA Missionary Man. And behind the camera we got JoJo, AKA J Squared, AKA the intern.
AKA $0 an hour.
AKA $0 an hour. Wait, that's a new one.
This is episode 20.
Episode 20.
So we getting there. I mean, I don't know, we gotta break it down in seasons.
So we're gonna do seasonal shit?
Yeah, it's gonna be seasonal, but so like, you know, I guess end of season 2, right? End of season 2.
We said that.
We got a lot of things cooking in there. You know, we got a lot of collabs coming up in the future. We got a lot of good ass ideas. So, shit.
Start off. Yeah, we got you know, a little special little shout edition. You know what I mean? Had to hit this with a no copyright, so it's kind of ill. But yo, man, today is a good day, man. Happy birthday to my boy Nick over here, man. Turned to another year, so happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday, Nick!
Oh, happy birthday, appreciate it.
God damn. God, this place is cold as hell. But yeah, you know, so doing a podcast on his birthday.
Nah, the work never stops.
Work never stops. And we believe in that, but you know, we always want to have some, you know, time, you know, give some thanks, you know, give some flowers while we're here, you know what I mean? And yeah, man, you know, we wouldn't be here today if this man didn't like push us to get here, you know what I mean?
Nope.
So yeah,
he's the leader of the squad.
Yeah, happy birthday, man. Appreciate the hard work, dedication you got here.
You know, make me tear up, man.
Nah, don't do that. Don't be whack.
Nah, definitely, I appreciate it. Like, you know, another year in the books.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, JoJo even texted me, was like, yo, are y'all still doing the pod? It's your birthday? I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we're still doing it. I don't care if it's my birthday. Like, I'm ready to work. Again, by the end of the day, I do it for my subscribers. I do it for the listeners. I want to give y'all the best content possible. So we ain't sleeping out here, you know what I mean? We're going to really handle this in prep.
Definitely not.
But speaking of birthdays, one of the reasons why we even brought this up and why I think this would be a great topic is, you know, your quarterly midlife crisis, right? As we're getting older, once you start hitting that mid-20s, I think like mid-30s, like instead of, you know, we've all heard the midlife crisis, right?
Yeah.
Old dude, fuck man, I'm like 50 with kids, I'm gonna get some tattoos on a motorcycle.
Yeah. Or like on a dude that's by himself in the club and it's like, don't you got like a wife and kids at home?
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what'd you say? Nah, you know all those old heads, you know, in the club. They don't give you their phone. They give you like their business card.
Yeah.
Call me later, man. If you don't get your ass out of here, Blue Lizard, bro.
They show you their like life insurance plan. And shit.
Yeah, like you see, you're like, yo, if I die, you got that. It could be yours for the price of admission.
Price of the rest of your life.
Price of the rest of your life.
No, but we wanted to kind of talk about more, you know, like our age group, you know, mid-20s to mid-30s. I think we kind of neglect that group. Like, you know, we got shit to worry about too, you know, as you get older.
It doesn't start like in the 50s, you know what I mean? It starts before, you know?
Exactly, you know, and just being in that quarter crisis where you're kind of like, holy shit, am I where I'm supposed to be? I feel like a lot of people in their 20s are kind of like, after college, you get this job, you start working that 9 to 5, and you're just kind of like, is this where I'm supposed to be? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? You know what I'm saying?
Did I make the right choice in, you know, my career? Did I skip too many classes?
Exactly. Like, am I supposed to just be punching a 9 to 5 every day? Like, just paying my bills and just making enough to get by? Like, you start to question yourself on these type of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know. I think this is something I want to talk about. Like, I mean, for me personally, like, I think I struggle with like every day. Like, that's why I think doing this podcast was important to me. I had to do like a creative outlet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be more than just like working a 9 to 5 and just like you know,
like, you know, you kind of lose yourself in the work. You know, when you like do something every single day, it's almost like, you know, second nature. Like, you're like almost like a zombie. Like, you ever catch yourself like during a day when you like kind of wake up like, oh, I'm here now. Like, like when you're driving, you like kind of space out and you're like, oh wow, I can't believe I made that commute. Like, I didn't know.
But how many times do you just like, you're just sitting at work and you're just thinking about, if I was rich, I wouldn't be in this bitch right now. Or like, you know what I'm saying? You know, how many times like, we have a group chat where we have like a lotto thing.
Oh, the lotto chat.
And like every time I'm in that bitch, I'm like, yo, we gonna win this shit. Like, you know, and I start fantasizing about like, yo, when I make like 30 mil, like something light, like I'm gonna fly everybody out. Yo, I mean, we gonna win. Yo, this podcast every week we're gonna be in a different country every podcast. Like,
that'd be nuts. That'd be some crazy shit.
And we're gonna have like a whole camera crew following us around.
Holy fuck.
But see, like, this is shit.
So we're MTV shit right now?
For sure.
So MTV shit?
Yeah, no, without a doubt.
Laguna Beach? The fuck?
But no, I think that's what I mean, for me, like, you know, I think we kind of struggle with that. And also, like, I don't know, like, do you ever, like, sometimes, like, look at someone else your age and be like, man, fuck, like, they're doing well off.
Oh,
like,
yeah, of course.
Like, fuck, what am I doing wrong? Like,
the thing how I look at it is, for me at least, is that, like, I think for our age group, we're more, like, we're hypersensitive and hyper aware of, like, how other people are doing, because of social media connects all of us, and, like, everybody posts daily or show pics and shit. Like, I mean, I saw like one, like I went to like Boston in February, and I went to my first game, like that wasn't like in like where I live, like in Florida, like outside. I was like, yo, this is dope. And like I got like, you know, I went there, you know, travel a little bit, do that shit, and then I came back. You know, everybody's in fucking Spain and fucking Greece, like Santorini, Greece. I'll be like, damn, man. But then like I look back at it, and I'm like, you know, it's cool. I mean, you know, everybody's like in different places in their lives, different spaces, and everybody's there like on the high end tip, like everybody's there on the highlight tip. So I was like, you know, maybe they grind hard as fuck for that, or maybe they do this. So it was like, you know, you always in the back of your head like, damn, they're living the dream. Well, but like, how do you like, you know?
Well, I think
what's the dream's value?
I think that's where we have to like. Sometimes when I look at like Instagram, like I love Instagram. Yeah. I think it's great. I know a lot of people.
Did you show those pics off?
For sure, not anymore now. No, dad bod.
Relax.
But nah, like for like when I look at like people on Instagram, like I love that shit because it's like it's showing highlights. Like I know a lot of people don't like it because it's like you're flexing for the gram.
Right.
But like I don't look at it like that. I look at it like, yo, I don't want to see the picture of you laying around at home watching TV every day.
Oh like, yeah, when you're under the sheets.
Yeah, like that's not like if everyone posted that. Like remember when first Instagram started?
Oh, we were letting some nasty shit off. We were letting some nasty shit off.
Like. So I remember I take pictures like nasty a meal I made or some shit. Be like, yo,
your feet, and you see your feet on the floor. You put your feet in there.
But that was before they had stories. You know what I mean? So you just do posts. So like I remember I put like weights by my shoes and be like, yo,
that's that. And you put your foot on the weight, like wow, I did that. Nah, we were letting some nasty shit. So I remember like the when people used to do like the side by side joints, like
you
the pictures thing.
The clipboard. I used to have that shit too. Yeah. And then I put like.
And then you do like your picture of yourself like
different angles.
Different angles in one picture. That's so nasty. But that's some nasty shit, yeah.
But that's how it was, you know.
That's how it was, yeah. I think Instagram was so simple at the time. It was
but
so
like
simple.
now when I look at it, like
God damn, people make it like their job. People make it like influencing like influencers.
But like when I look at friends, like just normal people that I know, like traveling all the time, taking highlight pictures. I don't look at it like as a hate thing. I'm thinking like, damn, like they're actually exploring the world. And like, you know, I can like hit them up like, yo, I'm going there now. Like, how'd you, what'd you do?
And
so I think a lot of people can't. It's like I think some people look at it and they're like, how the fuck are they able to afford
all that?
And, like,
absolutely.
But maybe you don't know their whole like life story. You don't know if they're finding cheap deals. You don't know if like from the time they went to one place to the time they went to the next place, you don't know if they just never went anywhere, drank water, ate peanut butter and jelly.
Exactly, the whole entire time.
You know what I mean? So you have to look at. You can't really pocket watch them and necessarily know how they're spending their.
Yeah, how they moving in the streets. I mean, shit, man, it might be like. The other guy out there.
No, that's a whole nother subject. That's a whole other topic.
But I was gonna say, my bad. I was gonna say, about like the whole situation as far as like, you know, people like who like do the high stuff. Maybe there's people who like, kind of like, what's a good word for it? They want to put themselves in their position, like they fantasize. Like,
they fantasize.
Yeah. What the question again? I know.
Aspire? They aspire to be like that?
No, you like, fuck, man. What is it called when you just like, when you
admire?
Not admire, man. It's
motivate.
Never mind. But like they use that as a tool of like, you know, wow, like I want to be where they're at, and then maybe like you could grind more.
Do you envy?
No, it's not envy, guys.
Envy.
Don't worry about it. It's not that.
Envy would be if you're just like, man, I want to do what they're doing. But if you're like motivated, inspired, if you're inspired, like, damn, they're traveling, I want to travel like them. You know what I mean? Like,
nah, that's not the word I'm looking for. But whatever, guys, it's cool. But Jesus Christ, oh, they're potatoes. No, but what I'm trying to say is that, yeah, we always try to compare each other, like compare. You know, who goes to the best spots, who goes to the best food places, you know. Like, you know, I know like with foodie people, like, you know, like, oh, I went to like the soft opening and stuff. Like, oh, you did? Like, how'd you get that? Things like that. And like, you know, and then like, oh, I'm just saying like overall, like the reason why people are like thinking that they're struggling is not that they're struggling, is that like there's people who value their time differently. Maybe people like to like, you know, want to be a family person. They want to just have a family, and then they spend their money and time on that.
Sure.
So you just want to be just, you know. You
gotta think, but there's people that like these people that travel, like they might be making lunch every day, blah blah. Like they're like, how do they got that bread? But
they're shaving like certain things.
Yeah, they cut. You know what I mean? They cut that stuff out. So that's how I look at like when you struggle with your like.
Yeah.
Like we'll kind of go back to like just like on a career aspect, like. It's not necessarily just about how much money they might be making more money than you, but it's also how they're using their money.
Absolutely.
But you know, sometimes I think like when you look at, you know, somebody doing that, you don't know their like financials. Like what if that like person, they might be traveling all the time, but also they don't have a house. You know what I mean? Maybe they don't have enough money to buy a house, or they're not looking at their future. They're just looking at that, living that moment. So I think like just being in a midlife crisis, like
what do you do?
You're struggling like fuck. Like I'm at an age where I have money to where I can now travel and do fun shit. But at the same time, like I see other people that are like homeowners and like they got their car paid off and like they're not really struggling in that sense.
They have 401k.
You know, like you know what I'm saying, like So it's like that balance.
That matches.
What do you pick? Like for you, like Will, like I know you like doing concerts and you know shit like that.
Some light, some jiggy.
You know, and you like to buy like really like designer shit all the time.
Are you trying to say something right now?
But I'm saying, and then lately, you know, you're starting to travel more. So I'm saying, you know, looking at that, do you think like what's your mentality? Kind of like, should I just travel more? But at the same time, or do you keep in mind like, you know, about like buying a house, like your future shit? Too?
Yeah, the thing about it is like, if I could travel the way I want to travel, I'd be broke all the time. So how I do, I pick and choose my battles. I mean, whether it's, you know, timing, whether it's, you know, planning where I or whatever. But I always like. You know, every time I get some of my money, I'll put it to the side, I'll invest it or put it into some financial shit. But I definitely make time to go and travel because you know, I'm out here. I'm old enough. I'm old enough to be like safe, but young enough to not give a fuck. If that makes sense. So I'm in that space. Like I know better and I move a lot better than I used to. Yeah. So I could just I could do more and I'm good with my money and like I'll definitely save some time for fun because at the end like when I'm like. You know, 5-10 years from now, when I'm like, you know, we'll see with a family, or I'm like stuck in one place. I invested in a house forever, or however, like I'm in a lease or whatever it is. I know that it's gonna be more limited because I'm putting my money on this instead of me just saving it at the moment and like putting it out and do something differently with it.
For sure.
So yeah, of course, yeah, definitely. I'm gonna definitely work. You know, you always have to work and pick and choose your battles. You can't always think like, you know, fuck it, because you have that fucking mentality. Then you're gonna be broke all the time. You're gonna be like, yeah, that's cool. You have like a whole slideshow on your IG of like all the highlights of your life, but then like, you know, 5 years from now, then like someone like, oh, like, you know, I got like a 3-story house right now. Like, what's up?
Exactly.
For like all and I'm gonna pass that to my family over here. Like,
yeah, like
I mean, I went to Chicago yesterday. Like, yeah, that's what's up. Like, that's cool. What'd you do there? You know, me and the homeless guys just dapped each other up and we share tents. Like, I get it. I understand.
I know you.
I mean, I'm just being facetious and I'm not being for real, but I'm just saying like,
yeah,
that's how it is sometimes, you know.
I agree. I mean, like when I look at it for me, like I'm valuing like, you know, trying to retire early, so I want to be able to save as much as possible.
Oh, that's different.
But at the same time, like I'm at an age where like what happened was I used to never want to travel. Like I didn't really find a need for it. I just wanted nice shoes and like clothes,
material shit.
Yeah, I want my material shit because like I thought like that's what was important to me. Like I want to just get bread so I can get this stuff.
Yeah, 8 shoes in a year and not figure out why you did that.
For sure, no, for real. But one day I was at the gym and some old head was in the sauna. You know, you get that crazy old guy.
The guy that's like naked.
And he's
like,
naked.
And he's shaving his like neck.
Yeah, and he just started spitting knowledge. And he was some old guy. And he looked at me and said, "Hey man, if you don't got kids, you know, you ain't got, you know, you still single, like you'll go travel."
Right.
And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You know, once you get married and like you have kids, like it's harder to travel. Like you want to start traveling now while you're young."
And then when you do, it's 4 times the amount.
Exactly, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So that's why like once he said that, and I started actually traveling and like doing my own thing, like you kind of like build that perspective of other cultures and shit like that. So you don't just travel for the grand pics. You have to go and indulge in the culture.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've learned the balance. So like what I've tried to take away now is like I don't really go to clubs like that anymore. So like I'll cut that out because
big facts.
You know, on a weekend
all service is trash.
One night out is like 100 for guys. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's why girls can travel more because they don't have to pay for it.
They don't have to pay for it. Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. There's definitely a lot of women out there who pay for their own.
Yeah, nah, but
not a lot, but there's people there.
No, for sure they do. But I think that's what it is. You have to kind of pick like to get rid of some shit. You just can't be a weekend warrior.
Can't be the weekend warrior forever. You know?
Yeah. So that's definitely
stay in. You know, do a meal preps.
Yeah.
Is that nature and
so I think learning like you can't look at people like, oh, this person's here, like I'm behind them. No, you might be ahead of them in certain other aspects.
Absolutely.
You know, so just even if we just get off financials and get like real life, like, you know, like ladies, like for y'all, like I know like there's a lot of pressure when you start getting your mid-20s, like, yo, it's time to have a kid, right? Like,
yeah.
You know, I know, you know, especially if you're Spanish, you got your aunties and your mom saying, when you going to meet?
When you gonna give me grandkids? When you gonna give me grandkids? You know, I can't wait to give you their close to you. Like, all right.
Exactly, and I think that's such a struggle, like a pressure that you apply to them.
Yeah, my mom gave up on me. I remember, she definitely gave up on me. I remember like in my earlier 20s, like she would always like bug me and like whoever I was with at the time, like oh, like, you know, you guys are like so cute together, like when you guys have kids and shit. We're like, damn, I'm trying to get through the year. God damn. And then recently I was like, whatever, man. You're lost hope. Like, god damn.
You'll be here like struggling, like I'm trying to commit to like go half on a beta fish. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm trying to get a pet, girl.
I'm trying to get a pet fish.
Like, I get a pet first, bro. Like, god damn.
I don't know how I'm gonna be able to pay for them little pebble things.
Yeah, I know she got back because I remember one. It was like a year ago, maybe. It was one Christmas, holiday time. My grandpa pulled aside. She's like, "Hey, I haven't noticed you're, with anybody. Are you gay?" And I was like, "Wait, what? What does that have to do with anything? Like, my sexuality is in question now."
Hey, man.
But it was funny. Well, she would say like, "I haven't seen you with like anybody."
Yeah.
Like, grandma chill. G, gotta keep it G. Real G move like this on. You know what I mean? Just relax.
Yeah.
I'm working on it, right? Jesus.
But that's what it is, though. I think like with girls, like y'all get pressured into having kids, like at a certain age. Then you have to start like maneuvering, and then y'all gotta like trap the guy, and like it's this whole.
I mean, it's different things. I mean, obviously, one, time on the clock, and natural, things happen and stuff in life. Yeah. But then I think like
that's the pressure, though, that maternity.
And the maternity talk always like. especially when people like, you know, who actually want children and stuff, and they find themselves being not with anybody or like, you know, not at the moment or anything, and not like their first choice at the moment.
Or maybe like, because you're getting an age where like you have to have kids at a certain age, or like there's health factors. So then
health risks and stuff.
What if you start dating somebody late, and then now you got like
high risk on some premature stuff?
You might date a guy for a year, but you like motherfucker, like we gotta start popping these babies out now.
Yeah,
you know, so like
that's another thing too.
Yeah, so I feel like that's kind of a struggle too, but
it is, and it's hard to gauge, you know what I mean? Because then it's like, you know, time versus age, and then it's like, you know, but this is what we're like dealing with in our age group and stuff. So yeah, but
what about you, Jojo? You feel like talking to some of your friends and your peers, like do you have anyone that struggles with that, like where they get to an age where like, fuck, like I really need to like meet somebody, have some kids, like do they feel
or when on the first date they'll say, do you have any kids, or do you want any kids? They say yeah, and then they're like, when?
No, like 100%. Like that is actually a topic that I hear like
quite
frequently. Everybody's always worried about like when we're gonna get a family, and then we look at other girls that we know we've been friends with since high school that have like 4 kids now, and they're like have their house and they have their family. So that pressure is on, and our family's looking at it, like our parents are like, okay, so what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like everybody you know is fucking having families and kids and houses. So it's hard.
It's like, well, I just strive to be the cool auntie, right?
Exactly, that's what I say.
Auntie's pretty swag, you know what I mean? I mean, you know, auntie is dope, you know? Like, oh yeah, he's cute. And then you're like, all right, go there, go back to
exactly, that 24-hour thing, you know?
Yeah.
Put them back.
Take them back.
Give them back.
Be cool with them.
I'm cool with the rental.
Once they start crying and shit, be like, all right.
Yeah, some guys hate the diaper, you know?
But like for us guys, like what we struggle with too, like as we start getting older. I mean, I don't think I'm really like struggling on that thought, but you know, I think about other guys who are like, fuck, like I'm not married, or like, you know, like how, you know, like, they struggle with that, like, man, I haven't met somebody I want to be married with.
Yeah, or they haven't been with anybody. Yeah, they've just been like either striving for their own personal goals.
Like maybe they too focused on success, or they just
so like they take their love life out of the equation and stuff, and then they get to a certain age like, damn, what have I been doing?
Exactly. Or you might have that quarterly crisis where you're like in your like mid to upper 20s, and you're like, man, I'm gonna start just fucking these bitches. Like I'm just gonna like, it's true though. When you start hitting that point, you're like, man, I need to go out here and hit this shit.
I feel like everybody deserves like that. Like, here's a pass, you know. I get it.
Because you gotta think, maybe at the time that when you wanted to get girls, like, yo, you wasn't making money, like you didn't hit your physical peak yet, but now you're like. You're at like your peak, like you're making money now.
Yeah, you got your shit going.
You got your shit together, so now you might just be like, man, I'm at my top. Like I need to go slay and like make up.
I need to go slay.
And just make up.
Damn, someone preps themselves like, oh, let's get it, man. I gotta slay this one.
It's time.
It's time to slay. It's time. It's my time. Put that shit in the background. My time.
Exactly.
No, that's nasty.
But I don't know. That's just kind of.
But no, yeah. I mean, whatever you that person. Obviously, opinionated sees fit in their life whenever they get to this time. I mean, at that point, if you're thinking that, then you might as well do that. You know what I mean? If you're like, damn, I've been like hitting the clubs from Thursday night till Sunday night, man, I should fucking stop doing that. You know what I mean? And just settle down and like, you know, be with somebody who just like, you know, doesn't do that shit. You know what I mean?
No, I think when people do.
Or vice versa, like, damn, I've been a fucking like turtle for like 20 something years. And then like now you maybe like you go into a group setting that you're uncomfortable with, and then now you gotta like you're more free spirited, you know, you're more spontaneous.
But I mean, I think
like that is different.
I think too much of anything is an issue.
It's a bad thing.
You know what I mean? Because like you gotta think like
everything in moderation is good.
Like a girl, like if you go to club like every fucking day during the weekends and like Thirsty Thursdays, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious.
College night.
But like I mean, college is different. But when you're like in like this quarterly time, like, and you like, I want a man, like, how that you can't keep doing the same shit, like going to these clubs thinking you're gonna meet.
Why are all these men so trash? You know you are. You're room 1701.
Like you woo girl and then every night, like
the woo girl, the woo girls.
You know
the woo girls always want like, men ain't shit. Like, oh, for real? Where'd you go last night?
Exactly.
What time did you get home last night?
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. But like guys too, they'll be like, man, I can't get a good girl. I'm like, yo, but you keep meeting the same. You see, like y'all date.
You're in the strip club too much, yo.
No, but y'all meet every day, every Friday at Soho. So yeah, like.
Oh, see at Soho, yeah, that is true.
You know what I'm saying? You know, you see them out there.
Who, me? Yo, relax.
So So what you think you have any like you going through a quarterly midlife crisis? You think you just chilling now, like?
Nah, it hasn't hit me yet. I mean, I'm doing.
You think you just content where you at? Like you think?
Nah, definitely not content where I'm
not
at.
content, but I mean like you don't feel like that urge, like fuck man, I could be doing more, or like you just.
I
You think like for your age, you think you're at the place you're supposed to be at right now?
Wow, this thing is crazy. Man, deepest pause. But yes and no. I mean, I think I said in an earlier podcast about guys like really like deep ass shit.
Well, that's for the biggest fears.
Yeah, and one of my biggest fears when I was younger was like when I'm this age, like 10 years from now or whatever, that I would like, all right, I'll have like a place, I'll have like a girl or a potential wife, and I'll do this, I'll do that, and like it'd be cool, like like the white picket fence joint, thing. I was like, all right, I'm cool with that. Then like as time progressed and time went by and life started happening, I was like, all right, well, maybe like I just let's see what happens here. All right, well maybe I'll just. But it's not me like taking it back. It's me kind of like adjusting and like I wasn't thinking I was be doing something like this, but I fucking love it. Like what I'm doing like now currently and stuff. Like I like right now what I'm doing like the goals I set like now like the past like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
A lot better than the ones that I was thinking the last few like right after college.
Yeah.
So it was like I feel like people have to like learn to adjust in their life and not look at it as a bad thing, but look at it as like a place of opportunity, and to allow yourself to push and allow yourself to fail, to like fall, but like always get up, and always like when you're down, like that's like your downtimes, you got major comebacks coming for you now.
Exactly. I think it's like the balance between like expectation and like
reality. Expectation versus reality is huge.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like people who like keep it safe, play it safe and stuff. I mean, yeah, it's cool and all, but I feel like you're not really challenging yourself as a person, and you want to be like your mindset's like so small, and like you have to like always challenge yourself and always like strive for better, and always like if you do fail, like don't think that as like a place of like endearment. Think of it as a place as an opportunistic way of like, I'm getting back up, and well shit, and the next time like you can double up, or you're doing something more than you thought you were if you were to do that, or like someone would be like, oh, like I want to be like a doctor, but like they want to like go travel the world. Can't really do that. You gotta be on call, things of that nature.
Exactly.
So like maybe like you don't get into like med school or whatever. Now you can like set yourself out at a thing that you want to do. Maybe you do want to travel. Maybe you do want to make these things, and you find yourself making those type of moves. And so like you never know. You gotta like adjust and like go by that.
Yeah. No, I agree. I like my thing is I try not to like compare myself to other people.
Yeah, no.
I think that's one thing that we do as a like
society.
Like, yeah, like what I mean. But like just stop trying to compare yourself to people. Just set your goals. Look at your paper, look at your bread, and go, all right, I want to travel, but at the same time, I want to get my shit together. Like that's me. Like I want to like have my future set up, but at the same time, like I don't want to be an old fuck like traveling. Like, like being my first time leaving the country gonna be when I'm like in my 50s. No shade to anybody.
No, yeah, I mean,
because everybody's situation is different.
Exactly.
But for me, like I'm still young, and like I wish I was traveling earlier.
Yeah.
So like that's one of my goals. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean I'm cool. I'm not content. I think I still got a lot more I want to do. Just creating content and then just working like.
Yeah, I see you're more like your creative bag now.
I've been,
Yeah,
I think, but
more now that I actually have seen like the past like few years. Like
yeah,
I know in college, like obviously when you're in college, like you were like super dedicated to like just studying and books and like passing. Well, yeah, but at that time that's what you were.
All I did was the books in the streets.
Books in the streets, exactly. But like I didn't really see your creative side. But now like as like time goes on and like you have accomplished already so much. Now you like already been there, done that, and now you're in a place like a good place that you could like do that, and like now you're more aware.
Yeah, I think what it is like I've been very like how I move, so I've been like very low key, and Will's known me since fucking high school, so like I've always been that dude like just quiet. I keep a lot of shit to myself, like, but it's because it's the way I moved in the streets. I had to like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Keep it G.
But it's true. So like, I didn't really go out like that, and but I couldn't expose myself as much. But now as I got older, and like, honestly, doing this pod is probably the most like a lot of people will hit me and be like, "Fuck, I didn't even know you talk like this much." Cause I'm literally the quiet motherfucker in the club. I'm the quiet guy at the party, like, and T too. But yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. But I mean, I forced T to do this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but like, if I decided like, yo, like, fuck it. Like, I really don't care what people think about me. Like, I'm one of those people that I just really don't care. Like, I really don't care. Like, I know a lot of people say that shit, but it hurts. But no, I don't. So I just said, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna put myself out here. And you got a problem? Like, man, fuck you. Like,
damn.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel.
Talking to me right now? I'm kidding.
Nah,
I'm kidding.
But I just decided, you know what? Like, I've shown people this side of me. Let me show people like my creative, because I feel like I have a lot of thoughts. I got a lot of like ideas and shit, and like I feel like I can just put them out and just fuck it, you know. Part of my it's part of my traits, my stars. You know
my stars?
My stars, my zodiac.
Oh, I can't believe you just did that.
See that?
I can't believe you just did that.
I'm a transition.
Oh my god, this transitions, man.
So I know we talked about kind of doing like talking about zodiacs. Every zodiac. It's my birthday. It's in February. You guessed it. I'm an Aquarius.
Yep, you knew it.
You know, I know all the Neo Sohos are going like,
the Neo
oh
Soho.
my god, like he's an Aquarius. I fucking knew it.
I knew it. He has similar traits.
He has the traits.
I check this daily every day.
Nah, but yes, I
check when he's gonna text me.
I'm an Aquarius. I'm the hot girl pouring out the water. That's who I am.
I'm the hot girl pouring out the water.
That's our sign. It's that girl that's pouring the water.
I know. Why are you the hot girl pouring out the water? It could be somebody else.
Nah, that's who I am.
That's me. See, that's an Aquarius trait.
Oh man, but so with the Aquarius, I think we're gonna kind of talk about zodiacs. So every I guess zodiac time we're gonna kind of talk about it, and we'll get
every time it transitions to a new one, you know.
So I'm gonna list off a couple traits, and I'm gonna let
I didn't know this.
I'm gonna let Will I'm gonna let him just like say if that is me or not. So
you guys could like pitch into, you know. I know you guys will be like, oh my god, like I want to know.
All right. So the first one is, like, Aquarius are not one for going with the flow, right? So we make our own mind up, and then we just stick to it. So like, you can't really persuade us from like our viewpoint unless you have like pure facts.
That's you, man.
Is that me?
Hell yeah! Are you kidding me? 100%. I mean, it could be like it's a heavy quality to take in as a person who doesn't do that.
Yeah.
But it's like it's cool because like, you know, you definitely, you know, speak your mind. You know, you're not afraid to like speak your, you know, what, you know, you have in your mind, and you challenge somebody on their, you know, persona of you or their opinion of you. Like, why do you think that? And then like, do I give you any reasons? And you're like, da-da-da. And then you're like, are you gonna rebuttal that?
Yeah.
And then when I do it, then you're like, nah, stupid. He'll always start with, nah, that's stupid, and then he'll get into like, why that's stupid. Well, at least it gives you like constructive criticism on why you think that's stupid.
Yeah, it's facts.
That's facts.
But I mean, like,
when you do that shit, no, that's stupid.
But one time we were at the gym, and I think we're just talking about whatever. But like one of our friends, Steven, shout out to Steven. He checks out the pod, supports it all the time.
Supported.
But we got into it. I forgot what we were talking about. I think it's because we're not gonna say his friend, but one of the friends. Never mind. Anyway.
Off air. I'm talking about
off air. But we got into it. But like he even like one of the things when he got mad, he was like, "Nick, you always have to be right." Like,
he did say that.
He said, "Nick, you always have to be right," which usually I am. But it's because
it's not have to be.
But it's not have to be. It's just that like I hate to lose arguments, and like I have facts, so like I will spit like pure facts after facts, and you can't rebuttal the facts.
But it's never like you're not wrong, because there's sometimes that like you'll admit that you're like, all right.
Oh, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Yeah, at least you admit to, because people be like, yeah, whatever, I guess.
Yeah, no, if I'm wrong, like show me the way, but you gotta give me hard facts.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So that's one. Let's see. It says another one we have is, let's see. It says I am analytical, like I'm detached. So it's saying that I like to dissect knowledge, deconstruct, dreaming up dreams, thinking about others, about outer space. You could be telling them your dog is dead, and they will look at you, but their face is blank. They're not listening.
No.
They're thinking about the cosmos. I don't.
Nah, that's nasty. That's like whoever did that shit is nasty.
Yeah.
Who does that?
But it says pretty much an Aquarius lives largely in their head. Like they're just thinking about so many different things. Dreaming up dreams, thinking about other shit.
Yeah, I mean analytical. I mean to yourself. It's antisocial.
Yeah.
Yeah, anti-hero.
Anti-hero for sure.
No,
But, I mean, one day we're gonna talk about this because I am real antisocial. I'm not like
You
the
are,
fake,
you
like
are.
the trending antisocial.
the trending shade, throwing shade.
You're
Is it
not,
not?
you're not an introvert. I don't think so.
I'm a super introvert.
He's
well, I mean, like you're half and half.
Well,
It's- no, once I
if you
know
know, if
you-
you know him, it's different.
Yeah.
But if you
But
did,
you are analytical. Look at your career.
For real. True.
Like
That's
you always
facts.
like think of like
Yeah, he's
the
always thinking
outside.
about-
You're outside the box. You're always
Yeah,
thinking
he's
outside
always-
the box.
I think, but what it is,
always
I
think
think,
about the
I think,
outside.
I think with my work, I'm always stuck inside a box. So then, like when I'm here, I'm like out.
Out.
I got a lot of. I think a lot. I'm a neurotic person.
you're neurotic.
Let's see.
Pause. Don't do that.
It literally says thinking outside the box. Dope. Another thing is it says I'm innovative and unique. Do you think I think the only reason
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
obviously innovating because we're doing
a podcast.
Yeah, we're doing a pod. You know, I mean,
because I force it into that.
well, that's kind of cool because I think it's trying to say like you have a analytical side, but also creative side, and I think it's equal. I myself, I think I'm more like analytical. I'm not really.
Don't tell them your zodiac.
Oh no! I'm analytical. I'm more like to myself. I mean, I'm more like I like to look around. I like look at my surroundings and stuff. And I don't have like a huge like creative side. I mean, I'll spit out the facts, and I mean, if you want to call it creative or not, it is what it is. But other than that, I mean, you have like a kind of like a good like 50-50. You know what I mean? Yeah, you do both.
Actually, when I went to New York, I did like one of those like readings. Where they take a picture of you on this like thing where you put like your hands and shit, and it puts up this picture, right? And this picture, based on this picture, like these like shaman people, right? They're not.
This is
shaman.
in New York?
Yeah, this is in New York.
The hell
And
were you,
they was sitting
Chinatown,
there-
bitch?
Yeah, it was in Chinatown.
Oh, was? Oh, shit.
But
I know that guy. That's Raul, right? Raul?
But they like they read your signs based off your colors and shit, and like I thought it was a hoax. Like I thought they did to like just because they sell stones, so like they'll tell you what you're lacking, and the stone will help you get
the
there.
stones.
After he said mine,
Some people.
but this one I knew was real because I asked him and I was like, "But what should I get?" He's like, "Honestly, you don't need a stone. If you want one, maybe a crystal because it's clear, it's transparent. But like you're very well balanced. You're aware of who you are. Like you're good. Like he's like, you're good. Like you don't really need anything.
Oh
like,
shit! So the crystals was like
counteract things that you're like. So the jerks
that you're lacking. Okay.
Yeah, so certain crystals might be like if you like buy an emerald because you're sad. I don't know, whatever the case.
Whatever that is for that.
Like
Okay.
it'll help you with it. But he's like, you're good. Like you're balanced. Like you're aware of who you are.
So you're well aware of yourself.
Yeah. So that's shout out to Aquarius. Aquarius are killers. I think we got it in the bag. Like
a lot of things.
a lot of things, but
a
not
lot of
bad.
things. No bad.
Another thing is we're loners. Like though we're like naturally like intelligent, fair-minded. We have like a wide circle of like electric friends.
What's that mean?
You.
What the fuck does that mean? I'll take it as an endearment.
No, like we have friends like that are like kind of out there. You know what I'm saying?
Outgoing.
Damn, man, I'm getting fucked up in this pod.
Like outgoing friends?
Yeah, like outgoing, like y'all
cool.
different, like but like they say ultimately we stand alone. Like they will not compromise their ideals, morals, or needs for freedom and independence for anyone. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if you ride, you go ride, but you definitely pick your battles though when you want to. You don't.
What you mean by that?
Like, okay, let's say if I need you for something, right? And like I need you physically there, like pause, like come with me to this place, I need to go here, but whatever. You'd be like, nah. But like but then you'd be like, yo, like next time or whatever. But like at least the next time is the time that you're gonna get. Like people also say next time. But you like when you're not available, but you want to, you can't. But you definitely come back. You won't just like always just like head off to the side. Like you don't.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you value. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I value my word. So my word is like, if I say I'm gonna do something, like I'm gonna fucking do it.
Yeah.
This is who I am. Like it's just genuine. No, most of the time it is because like you're very like outgoing, and one day we're gonna talk about like how are you able to actually fuck. We'll talk about right now.
Oh fuck! I'm not prepared. Yo.
How are you able to like be around people so fucking much all the time? Like if I hang out with not this because like the podcast's different, but if like say I go to like a party and then like I'm entertaining people and then like I have to go and hang out with more people and like my whole like weekend is filled with people. Like, dog, I need a fucking break. Like I get like anxious and I'm just like, yo, I don't even want to talk to nobody. Like, and I hide in my shell. Like, how are you able to like time and time? Like, honestly, like, Will can literally go to like a family, a random family gathering where he doesn't know anyone every fucking day, and he'll be okay. Like every day, I would like after two or three times, I'm fucking done.
You're done.
Like, I don't do this shit. No more.
I don't want to see them no more. I mean, that's the thing. I feel like I'm outgoing because I know that a lot of people are, you know, they don't want to be like alone themselves sometimes. And like a lot of people, like, you know, one part of like us, like a human nature is like, you know, we have to socialize, interact, and like it's necessary. I mean, I might be hypersensitive with it. I might like it a lot more than others, but I mean, I don't know. I like just like learning about, you know, I don't want to be closed-minded. Like just like, all right, my lane's my lane, and my life is my life. I'm gonna choose that. You know, you never know if like, you know, you talk to the guy next to you like on the bus, and then there's motherfuckers but like that's how I think about it. It's like maybe someone could help me either learn more about myself. Or it's like, you know, I mean, it's true though. I mean, you learn about myself, or like maybe just like kick it, like talk shit and just like vibe. I mean, everyone goes through life, like everyone, you know, goes through emotions and stuff. I mean, we all did. I mean, if you don't, you're a fucking liar. But like, I like to just like, you know, what's on your mind? I mean, what are you thinking about? And it's very, yeah. I mean, I just like being social. I like, you know, listening to people, like, how's your day and shit. You know, I mean, just like all like.
Do you like that too?
Yeah, we're the same sign.
Oh, then we're not talking
what? Wait for don't say it.
Really?
But so you got actually, I didn't know this, by the way.
So you got the 2 peas in the pod, huh?
2 peas, no pod. But with the pod. But wow, see, I did that. But no, I don't know. I just like, you know, I feel that you would do yourself a disjustice. I can't talk about.
But don't you think that don't you think that you also need time to be like alone to yourself and collect your thoughts? Because like for me, like we are social creatures, so like I find ways to be around people without having to be around people. Like my way is by going to the gym. And at the gym there are people there, but I don't have to necessarily talk to them. Like going to the barber, I'm not talking to everybody in there. I'm talking just my barber, but like I can sometimes go in there and not talk to anybody, and I'm still around people. Like that's how I find my way. Like Slade, you're pretty quiet. You're like an introvert kind of, right? You're actually probably more introvert than I am. Like you can literally be alone like for the rest of your life.
Not like that.
I was kidding.
But you're like pretty introvert. Like you like the techie shit, and like you can sit there and edit and like do all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because I create stuff,
ooh.
And that's how I express myself.
Ooh, my creation.
Through the edits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, sir.
You express yourself by editing. You edit your whole shit off.
I know. No, I'm just playing. No, but no, it is appreciated. It is.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, but I mean, yeah.
Hey, but don't tell us your sign. But whenever you get to your sign, you have to remind me and text me when your birthday is, because I don't remember. So y'all saying like I think I'm pretty critical. Like I think.
That's 1,000%.
So I mean, maybe
you're like critical on yourself too.
I'm extremely critical. So I don't. Yeah, one mistake, I go crazy. I mean, I guess sometimes I let shit go. When it comes to the pod, I'm kind of a freak about it, but
no, that's understandable.
We all are about it.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just saying certain things. I'm not getting into them.
Yeah.
But I just say there's certain things. I just say there's certain things. You're not easily as like soft about, you know, how you are.
I mean, I can't like, I won't maneuver. I'll say like, yo, if I don't like it this way, like I'm like, I don't like it this way. This ain't good. Like, but other things, like I'm not. If it's not important to me, I ain't really stressing it like that.
Oh yeah.
I ain't stressing.
I feel that.
I mean, but pretty much if you're an Aquarius, fuck man. If you're dating an Aquarius, fuck man, it must be tough.
It must be tough. It's tough, but I guess it's rewarding in certain aspects.
I don't know. I think.
Okay, so maybe dating is different than.
Well, I mean,
than being Aquarius.
Well, I mean, every time I like tell people I'm Aquarius, either I get a, damn, you an Aquarius, or I get,
Yikes.
So like, I think it's a 50-50. I think we gotta stop judging people based on like if you meet, because you're born in a certain month,
don't mean
doesn't mean you're like that's who you are. Like, because obviously all these personalities don't define a person, so you can't just go, I dated an Aquarius once. Fuck that. Like,
yeah, you know that'd be kind of sick if you did that.
You know, but there are. I mean, I'm still learning the stars. So once I get the bag on that, then I'll be good. You know. But,
so West Hollywood.
What you mean?
West Hollywood, LA, where the stars are.
What's that?
It's the stars.
Oh,
West Hollywood.
I see what you did there. This guy, bro.
Wait, what happened? Who's Hollywood?
Shit. But no, this was this was it, for the pod.
Gotta keep it light, keep it.
Just keep it light. We want to keep it consistent. Again,
Absolutely.
if it's your first time listening, please keep listening. If
It's not just us. We have co-hosts.
We have co-host T out here. We got a lot of things coming in the near future. We're gonna be taking a trip to Tennessee. So
man, that is gonna be different. I've never been, so
we'll try to vlog out there a little bit. Show y'all the nightlife and get it popping. So that's part of it. It's part of a bachelor segment.
I'm gonna see if you'll do line dancing out there.
Line dancing?
Line dancing, yeah.
Maybe. We could do that.
I'm gonna film that shit.
I'm already looking for my cowboy hat and my boots, and I've been learning lingo and shit. So.
Oh yeah, I didn't want to say it. I'm not gonna offend nobody.
What is it? Madam.
Tilt the hat. That's a nasty tilt, dog. Don't tilt. Say madam. I think like you do it, and then you say madam.
All right, maybe we'll see. Or ma'am.
Whatever, bro. You need some work done.
I'm working on it. But if you want to follow us on Instagram, we're at the Sweeterman Podcast. You can find us on there. You can ask people. We fucking respond to everybody anytime.
All comments, all DMs.
You know what I mean? But we're on Spotify. If you listen on Spotify, 8. If you listen on YouTube, 8.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
we have both the visual aspects of ourselves and also the audio version aspects of ourselves.
Exactly.
So if you don't want to see us on, then it's fine. Hit the audio.
Exactly. Yo, any last takes? Quarterly Midlife Crisis.
Shit, no, I'm ready to party, man.
Ready to party?
Let's get this shit going. I'm ready to go out there, yo.
Same, I'm good, y'all.
Yeah, the birthday festivities out here,
Definitely, tune in. If you want to follow us on IG, that's where we pretty much let y'all know when our episodes drop. So just stay tuned, Joe.
Absolutely, more to come.
Cool.
And we out. Let's go get your flowers real quick again. I'm kind of mad. It's the only the birthday remix hip hop version.
Why's the hip hop with some red lights?
There's a really nasty chick right here. But I mean, shit, man, if we get flag out here, you know what I mean? Then again, man, happy birthday, bro.
I appreciate it.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I'm not really big on my birthday.
Just appreciate the flowers, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a little bit.
Let us celebrate you.
Yeah, man. I know.
You're important
we
to us.
celebrated. We should. All right. On that note, peace, guys.